Hey everyone, it's Justin, and let's take a look at Vivo's newest affordable mid-ranger in the country called the Y36. Following last year's Vivo Y35, this one still packs the same hardware and battery. We do get some upgrades in, like for one, a punch hole notch front camera on a larger display. Then we get improved cameras and a beefier 5G version na magiging available via Smart Postpaid soon. What we have right now is the 4G model, so if you want to know if this 13K smartphone is for you, then just keep on watching. First off, inside the white box is the phone itself. Then we get a clear case, the documents, SIM ejector tool, USB-A to USB-C data charging cable, and a 44 watts USB power brick. Putting the spotlight on the phone now, itong Vivo Y36 sports a boxy plastic frame and a glass-stick back cover, which Vivo is claiming that it is fluoride AG glass and comes with an anti-scratch tech. The texture is smooth and it isn't prone to fingerprint and smudges compared with other handsets with a glossy finish. On top, you will find a SIM tray slot and the microphone hole, while below you will see the single speaker grill, USB-C port, another microphone, and the 3.5mm headphone jack slot. The left side is a clean slate, while on the right you see the volume up and down keys. We also get a side-mounted fingerprint reader, keeping its back design clean. The fingerprint scanner is reliable naman. Hindi siya yung sobrang bilis like may 5-second delay siya, yet it's still highly reliable. The same can be said for its face unlock. Minsan may konting delay but it does the job naman. All in all, this Vivo Y36 looks shiny, trendy, and fun, especially in this aqua glitter color. Pero pag gusto mo naman ng mas classic na design, there's the meteor black color available. The phone is averagely light at 202 grams, so medyo comfy siya to grip and bring around. Meron na din itong IP54 rating, which should provide some sort of protection against water splashes and some dust. By the way, if you want to know more about our unboxing and first impressions, check out our article linked sa description box below. Flipping to its display, this Vivo Y36 has a pretty decent 6.64-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD screen with a 90Hz refresh rate and 240Hz touch sampling rate. The top and side bezels are now slimmer, pero yung chin part is still a bit thick na normal and understandable naman for its price point. Yung quality niya is what you would expect from its range. Decently good yung colors, it can get really bright, and it is a lot more responsive compared to its predecessor. Pwedeng-pwede na if you like scrolling through social media or simply watching videos. Kaya lang if you are going to use YouTube a lot, take note lang that the maximum quality available is only up to 1080p. Tapos we also don't get stereo speakers here, so sound comes out through its down-firing speaker only. Up to 200% yung volume level niya, which can be loud enough for some medium-sized room. Pero may pagka-distorted yung quality at max volume. On average though, it sounds as you would expect from a budget smartphone. Wala masyadong depth but the sound is decent and loud. For a higher quality audio experience, we suggest putting the volume to 100% loudness. Moving on to cameras, we get similar specs to last year's model. That's a 50-megapixel f1.8 main shooter at the back that's accompanied by a 2-megapixel f2.4 macro and a 2-megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. The stock camera app has the following modes. There's photo, portrait, night, video, live photo, pro, pano, time-lapse, double exposure, 50-megapixel, slow-mo, and documents. Now taking a look at some photos, under daylight we find its cameras to perform decently. So-so lang yung look with clear details, although some may lack sharpness. It can also struggle with some color, especially with multiple greens in one shot. Nonetheless, pwede na siya for casual social media posts. Its 50-megapixel camera allows you to take 1x and 2x, whereas the 2x uses the full resolution to crop in. So maganda pa din yung quality when using the 2x. It's almost the same as the standard 1x mode. Comment lang din namin na yung autofocus speed niya is somehow slower than what we're used to at this price point. So we recommend taking multiple shots, tas delete nyo na lang yung mga blurry ones. Its portrait mode also performs well enough. Of course, as expected, the edge detection is not the cleanest around, pero pwede na. For indoor photos, we also retained some vibrant colors, but the grain is now more visible. As for low light naman, images are obviously darker. thankfully, it has a decent night mode that gives a bit more brightness and details. By the way, it takes about 3 seconds to take a shot with the night mode. Heading over to selfies, sa notch part niya is a 16 megapixel f2.5 front camera. And it can take images with vibrant colors and deep contrast pag maganda at clear yung lighting mo. Pero kung indoor scenarios, photos can look washed and smooth looking on skin tones. Then in low light, napansin namin that selfies have more grain which soften the image. However, the color and contrast remain decent. As for videos, it can shoot up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, while the steady mode is limited only till 1080p at 30 frames per second. The footage is similar to the photos where the colors and contrast are fine while the sharpness could be better. Yung steady mode niya can be stable naman. I'd say it's pasado na. Talking about performance, this Vivo Y36 is loaded with a 6nm Snapdragon 680 octa-core processor with an Adreno 610 GPU, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of storage. Meron din itong so-called extended RAM tech that gives an extra up to 8GB RAM using its internal storage for a total of up to 16GB RAM. In our experience, it helps a little naman in making the phone a bit smoother when opening many apps. But don't expect it to perform as well as its primary physical RAM. We've used this configuration before, and as expected, it can smoothly handle casual activities like social media scrolling, calling, messaging, and streaming videos. Just make sure na optimized yung phone by removing running apps in the background. Having said that, this isn't a high-performing chip, but it is battery efficient and ayun nga, it can deliver very well if you're not a heavy user. So big title games can work, but we recommend playing under low settings. Minsan, umiinit din yung phone pag matagal na ginagamit, but to a manageable warm level naman. Nung dinaan namin siya through our usual benchmark apps, here are the results we got. In terms of connectivity, this phone is ready with Wi-Fi, 4G LTE, Bluetooth 5.1, OTG, NFC, GPS, and dual nano SIM. So yes, as I've mentioned, this is not a 5G ready device. Now, keeping this phone running is a large 5000 mAh battery with 44 watts FlashCharge, which is similar to the Y35. Nonetheless, this is still a great choice. It managed to last for 20 hours and 13 minutes with our usual PC Mark battery benchmark. In my personal experience naman, it can last a full day and even almost 2 days pag di mo to gamit lagi. I usually don't bring a power bank when going out kasi solid yung battery life niya, and ang bilis lang din ng charging with its wired 44 watts charger. It takes around 60 minutes to charge from 0 to 100%. Okay. Focusing on its software, the Y36 is running on Android 13 skinned with Vivo's FunTouch OS 13. Generally, it looks fun yet loaded with bloatware and pre-installed apps na pwede nyo pa naman i-uninstall. Some apps, however, can only be disabled, which is the only way to stop the annoying notifications. Anyways, just like what we're used to, it's also highly customizable from the display to even the small quirks like dynamic effects and charging animation. Yan naman yung maganda kay Vivo ever since. Alright, so before we talk about our final thoughts, here's a list of its pros and cons. You know the drill, pause nyo na lang if you need more time. So I don't know if you noticed, but this Vivo Y36 only got incremental updates from last year's Vivo Y35. However, we still consider them improvements, and it does now come with a 12,999 pesos price tag, which is 2,000 pesos less compared to its predecessor. So again, pwedeng-pwede na. Kung makikita nyo naman, the back of this device ranks among the prettiest out there at this price point. And it also has a pretty good display. Okay siya for everyday use or as a secondary work phone, but not for gaming. Also keep in mind that this version is still not 5G ready. That's reserved for their Smart Postpaid partnership. And yeah, there you have it guys. Thank you for watching this review. We hope it helped. If you're into gadget reviews and updates, please do subscribe to our channel for more. Again, this is Justin, and I'll see you next time.